Hello, thank you for your interest in Concordia University's Animal Assisted Therapy Certificate for Practicing Professionals. I'm Lois Harrison, and I'm the administrator for the certificate and the main instructor. So, just a little bit of information about me. I'm a physical therapist by background with 35 years of clinical experience in a wide variety of practice environments and patient populations. I also have experience as a clinic manager. I'm an associate professor of physical therapy at Concordia University, Wisconsin. I've been on faculty at Concordia for over 23 years. So I have a wide breadth of experience teaching in a post-secondary environment, as well as over 15 years teaching continuing education courses. I've completed my own certificate as a human animal intervention specialist through Oakland University, where I learned from many of the top animal assisted intervention specialists in the country. I've completed numerous continuing education courses related to animal assisted interventions and therapy, as well as canine behavior, and I've read many books on these same topics. In addition, I try to keep up on the literature related to animal assisted therapy so that I can keep the content of the courses as up to date as possible and my own animal assisted therapy practice current. I've been actively incorporating animal assisted therapy into practice for over 5 years with a wide variety of clients. I'm also involved in active research looking at the impact of animal assisted interventions on students with intellectual developmental disabilities in a post secondary certificate program here at Concordia called Bethesda College. And I've been instructing students in our occupational therapy and physical therapy programs about animal assisted therapy for the past 3 years. In the certificate, I'll also be utilizing guest speakers who have specific expertise in areas that I do not. Our certificate is appropriate for a wide variety of licensed professionals. These are some of the examples listed here on the slide: occupational therapists, physical therapists, speech language pathologists, therapeutic recreation specialists, nurses, behavioral health professionals, social workers, educators. Really, any licensed professional whose practice is guided by developing desired goals, outcomes for the individuals that they interact with. It is preferred that you have at least 1 year of experience working in the field prior to completing this animal assisted therapy certificate. And it is expected that you are the expert in your professional field. Input on any assignments, activities within the certificate courses will be focused more on the aspect of how you're incorporating an animal into the interventions, activities that are appropriate for your area of practice within your scope of practice. I'd like to describe the general structure of the certificate so you have a clear idea of how it's set up. At the beginning of each new course you begin in the certificate, I'll also provide an overview of the structure of that specific course so you have a clear understanding of the expectations within each course. So as described on our webpage, this certificate has been designed for maximum flexibility for working professionals. It consists of 4 courses, each spanning 3 months of time. 3 of these courses, number 1, 2, and 4, are completed fully online. However, they are paced courses. They have identified deadlines and due dates for readings and assignments each week, as well as structured opportunities for interaction and collaboration among the participants. The 4th course, which is actually the 3rd in the sequence, the applied practice course, consists of some online prep work followed by a weekend intensive experience that requires participants to come to Concordia's Mequon, Wisconsin campus. We're in the Milwaukee, Wisconsin area. That weekend will be coordinated around the availability of the cohort, and that will be determined during the first course. One of the most frequently asked questions, and certainly an important consideration when you're thinking about doing a certificate program like this, is the expected time commitment. The 3-month-long timeframes of each of the courses allow participants to spread out the work for each course over a longer period of time, thus making it more manageable. The courses are designed in such a way that it's expected participants can plan to spend about 2 to 3 hours each week working on the requirements for each course. The cost of the courses has been determined in such a way that it's comparable to in price to other multiple day professional education, continuing education courses that you might take or other professional certification courses. The courses are sequential in nature, where foundational concepts are built upon and expanded in future courses. Participants move through the courses with the same cohort, with structured interactions built into each course to enhance the experiential and collaborative nature of the courses. This also begins the development of a network of animal assisted therapy professionals who you will be able to collaborate with and support in future animal assisted therapy practice. Each new cohort will begin in early July, typically after the 4th of July holiday, and complete courses by the end of June the following year. Courses are offered as continuing education through Concordia University, Wisconsin. So participants will earn CEUs for each course completed. And then upon completion of all 4 courses, participants earn their animal assisted therapy certificate and a digital badge from Concordia University, Wisconsin. At the completion of the certificate, participants will be prepared to provide evidence-based animal-assisted therapy following standards of best practice. They'll gain specialized knowledge and skills that will allow them to plan and carry out safe, effective, and ethical animal-assisted interventions. Participants will also gain the knowledge necessary to develop an animal assisted therapy program in their professional practice settings by completing a capstone project related to their area of animal assisted therapy practice. One point that I'd like to make at this point about the certificate is that it is not designed to necessarily help you prepare your own dog as a therapy dog. While you'll definitely learn basics about this process in the courses, the intent of the certificate is to help you as the practitioner prepare to safely, effectively, and ethically carry out animal assisted therapy in your current area of practice. And in reality, a very large percentage of providers and educators who want to incorporate an animal into their practice will not have their own animal to do that. Rather, they will need to collaborate with therapy animal teams that might come to their facility. This certificate will help you to learn how to provide appropriate direction to the handler of therapy animal teams. And in addition, you'll learn how to consider aspects of the environment and how you'll manage the environment to make it be a safer place for your clients, your students, the animal, the handler, and yourself as the licensed professional. The focus on the courses will be on the canine. However, you will receive some exposure to equine assisted activities and therapies. A focus on evidence-based practice will definitely be threaded through all 4 courses. The evidence of the impact of human-animal interactions is very strong and clearly demonstrated in the available literature. Animal assisted therapy itself is an emerging area of research where some quality empirical studies definitely exist and they help to guide practice. However, more research is definitely needed to continue to professionalize the field. Participation in this certificate is one step toward developing qualified practitioners in animal assisted therapy who can then contribute to advancing the research forward. You will not participate in any sort of active research project as a part of the certificate, but you will no doubt begin to develop ideas for research that is definitely needed in this field. Let me tell you a little bit more about each of the courses and how they fit together. The first course, Introduction to Animal Assisted Therapy, again, a fully online course. In this course, participants will be introduced to the specialized knowledge needed to understand animal assisted therapy with an emphasis on evidence-based practice and the core animal assisted intervention competencies. Participants will gain ethological knowledge about dogs, animal psychology, and methods of animal training. They'll explore the social and cultural factors that are relevant to animal assisted therapy practice, as well as the implications of human animal interactions, while they discuss how to maximize potential for safe interactions between clients and animals in our professional settings. The second course, Standards of Animal Assisted Therapy Practice, again, a fully online course, will introduce participants to the essential components to administer a safe, effective, and ethical animal assisted therapy program. Participants will gain knowledge in animal advocacy, risk management, liability, and legislative considerations. They'll learn how to plan and maintain safe human animal interactions, become knowledgeable on how to ensure animal welfare and health, learn how to ensure human welfare, and they'll become aware of characteristics, animal characteristics to consider to determine suitability for animal assisted therapy practice. Participants will also explore the ethical considerations of animal assisted therapy and the impact of animal assisted therapy on patients and clients. The third course, Applied Practice, is the blended course. It will require some online prep prior to the face-to-face experiential learning weekend with the entire cohort on the Concordia University Wisconsin campus in Mequon, Wisconsin. During that weekend, participants will actively plan and carry out animal-assisted therapy interventions using simulated cases appropriate for their discipline, while applying principles for safe, effective, and ethical animal-assisted therapy practice that they learned from previous coursework. These simulated sessions will include registered certified therapy dog teams from the Milwaukee area, coordinated by the course instructor. So this will provide participants with the opportunity to also learn how to effectively provide direction to the handler of a therapy dog team, contributing to their competency in animal-assisted therapy practice. Over the course of the weekend, participants will receive instructor and peer feedback and input to further develop competency. Then the final course is the Capstone Course. This course will require participants to develop a full proposal for an animal-assisted therapy program that is of interest to them. Structured units within the course will provide a step-by-step guidance to include relevant content to this proposal, which will then be appropriate for submission to the participant's place of employment for consideration for implementation. Assignments from previous courses will encourage participants to begin thinking about the type of program that they would like to implement at their place of employment. At the end of this capstone course, each participant will then have a fully developed, inclusive, and formal proposal that then could be shared with their employer. So I'm excited to work with all of you as we share this journey toward becoming a safe, effective, and ethical animal-assisted therapy practitioner. Please contact me if you have any questions.